Welcome to the Old Guys Reselling Podcast, episode 35. So good to have you guys with us. And I don't want to point anybody out, but we do have a Scrooge among us, a Grinch among us. I'm not going to say which one, but I guess you guys watching on YouTube can figure out which one. But we also have a special guest. But first, I want to introduce my co-host, Caleb, from the huge YouTube channel, The Old Guys.
And huge.
He is the president of the Kim Bill fan club, by the way.
Introduce
yourself, Caleb, and then introduce our special guest.
I will proudly take the banner of president. And listen, I'm like that guy off the old commercials, the Hair Club for Men. I'm not only the president, but I'm also a member of this club.
We know you're not part of the Hair Club for Men now.
That's totally obvious. Look at that hairline. That big bald spot back here.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Mr. Bill, Seasonal Santa, SSK promo, my best friend. Sorry,
El Luchador.
El Luchador.
El Luchador. W.R. Hart. Yeah, I've got 100 of them. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. This is, I should start out with a little, proper Santa greeting. But thanks for having me on. This is great. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
We're excited, too.
Yeah, we're excited. We've talked about having you on as a guest probably since like the first 5 episodes.
We just
Man,
and it only took you 30 more to ask me?
30
well,
more.
I mean, yeah. Well, we was trying to build the fan club.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So now I've got Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's one.
I got number one elf.
That's right. We got some festiveness going up over here. I thought, as non-festive as Caleb was over there, I had Corey on with me again.
Hey, look here. I got my tree lit up tonight. I'll shine you up a little higher. Look at these lights up here.
Yes.
I've got my little reindeer guy hanging up here. I've got it going on, boys. You can't
I
see
love it.
Well,
I love the festiveness.
I decorate myself, and Caleb decorates his shed. So
right.
if you combine us, you would get King.
You're the full festive package right there.
Well, let's go ahead and get started in this because some of our viewers may not know you, Ken.
Okay.
But first off, I want to
go
into I know what are you guys doing with your life if you don't know Ken?
You should know Ken Bill.
But first thing I want to say is describe the Santa get up and tell us all about that because a lot of people might not know this.
Okay. Well, I'm the seasonal Santa. I kind of like doing the whole Santa gig thing. I've kind of done it for many, many years. Not really professionally. I do a few things here and there. Most of it's, word of mouth. Once somebody sees you out in public looking like this, they're like, oh, hey, do you do Santa work? And once you've done one job, somebody asks you. I don't pursue anything. It just comes to me. But I do it mainly for myself. It's probably only been about the last 3-4 years or so. Well, actually, since I started reselling, because I didn't have a regular, a 9-to-5 job that I had to go to, that I started bleaching out the beard. July 4th weekend, I start growing the Santa beard. So this is just growth since January. And I do it mainly just kind of almost selfishly for me because I love being out in the public. You're just going to Walmart or whatever, and I don't always wear the full Santa suit. I'm gonna probably take some of this off here in a little bit because it's getting mighty steamy in here with this big hat and coat on. But just going out to the stores and stuff in some festive attire, and you get a lot of smiles. You get a lot of Merry Christmas, hey Santa, and I carry around a pouch full of candy canes, or if I have a jacket on, I have in my coat, and I just if I get a smile.
Like is it a fanny pack like Kevin?
No, but I need to get a fanny pack to carry. Yeah, I need to get me like a Santa belt looking fanny pack is what I need.
There you go.
But just seeing the smiles on people's faces and the Merry Christmases and stuff, and that I get a joy out of that myself, and so I do it mostly for that reason. And I thought I'd just go all in and bleach the hair and the beard and the eyebrows and everything, and just kind of go full in Santa season. And it's just fun. Again, it's selfish, but I do it for my joy of bringing a little smile to somebody maybe that's having a rough day or whatever. It's always fun when you're out someplace. Maybe you're in the store and you come around the aisle at the same time. This is the look I get every time. And then just everybody's shocked to see a dude that's looking so much like that. And the little ones too, the kids that kind of shy away behind mom because they're not quite sure why they're seeing this guy here. And then January comes, usually in that first week or so of January, I shave it all down to my face and go about my normal facial hair, I guess, from there.
How big of a beard would you have, Caleb, if you hadn't shaved since July 4th?
This is my July 4th beard. I shave 2 times a week, and if I don't, it would take me probably a year to get what you've got, Chris. It would really probably take me a year.
Really?
Yeah. This is probably about 3 weeks for me.
But now I
don't like it to be any more than this. So after it gets to this point, I pretty much trim it up. I could never grow the Ken Santa.
I can't grow that much hair on my entire body anymore. Well, much less on my head, any part of my head.
Yeah. Ken, if you don't care when you do shave this in January, could you send that to Caleb and possibly we put it on top of his head?
I would do it.
It's the same.
I would do it.
It is the same color, roughly. Yeah.
Usually by that time, well, actually yesterday I just did kind of a re-bleaching, a retouch up because, my new growth is kind of dark in there and it gets dark around the edges and it starts to get a little yellowy. And so usually a couple times after the initial bleaching, I have to do the process again, just to kind of keep it bright and white and not looking ridiculous with the extra growth.
How many years have you been doing this?
As far as kind of going out and being Santa and kind of spreading joy, 20 years or so. Wow. Usually whether it's, I've done stuff where I've done like theatrical stuff to color my regular beard. Sprays and gels and all kinds of stuff. But it's only been about the last 3 or 4 years that I've actually went, full-blown Santa and actually bleached everything out white. Just, again, having the regular 9-to-5 job, I'm sure they probably wouldn't be overly excited about having,
kids,
Santa for a whole month and a half.
That's a benefit right there.
It is.
You can play Santa at the end of the year.
You can.
But I want to say too, I don't see that as a selfish thing. You said kind of a selfish thing. I hear you talking, and I hear this joy that you're bringing to other people. I don't see that as being selfish. I see that as being selfless.
Yeah, the opposite of selfish. I believe.
Okay, that. I'll take that explanation as well. A little selfless selfishness. How about that?
There you go.
Selfish would be promoting your YouTube channel and not dressing up festive for the holiday here. Yes.
There you go.
Exhibit B.
I do love Christmas, but I don't actually have any Christmas clothing whatsoever. As far as
we talked about this last week, and you accused me of being a Scrooge. Now, who's the Scrooge?
Still you.
No, still me. Look at me. Look at me.
You faker.
Man. I needed an elf. Yeah. Chris, he stepped in.
Well, I am the right height.
He's perfect.
Just because you got the Santa beard, I've got the elf height.
I'm kind of about as big and shaped, kind of like the Grinch, so I can take care of that.
The abominable snowman.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
What's the biggest gig you've done for the Santa thing?
Probably this year. I was the official Santa for a citywide tree lighting a small little town over where my girlfriend Jill lives. Mm-hmm. They actually called me on that Tuesday, and said, "Hey, our Santa is sick. Can you fill in this Thursday night?" And you know,
that was awesome.
And yeah, and it was, and it's like, yeah, because I've done some other work for a fellow over there, like one of the local service clubs, service organizations. I would do their Christmas party, where, you know, hand out gifts to the kids and you know, have them sit on Santa's lap and such. But so yeah, at a two day notice, they called and said, "Hey, we're stuck. Can you do it?" And it was a, you know, kind of a name your price. I'm not really good at that, as far as, you know, you'd think being a reseller, you know, I can't, I'd be good at pricing, but I'm doing it for the joy of myself. So I gave him, you know, a really good deal on it, just to go do it. And it was a great evening. It was a fun, I was escorted in a police vehicle, sirens going. And,
that's a grand treatment.
So it was, and then, you know, Miss Ontario, the little town is called Ontario, you know, Miss Ontario escorted Santa up to, they had a big chair set up, you know, with decorated around it, where the kids could come up and sit on Santa's lap. And there was a line from here to there of people waiting for Santa to come in, and just a really enjoyable, fun evening. Most everything else has just been, you know, some here and there. So I've done some, the real fun ones are going to someone's house on a Christmas Eve night. You know, they go wake up the kids, and Santa's asleep in the chair, you know, and then, you know, they wake me up and, you know, hand out a few prizes or presents. And it's just fun. Just all the stuff that I do is just to make people happy. That's why I do it.
So you're breaking an entry on Christmas Eve night. So.
Yes. Because I remember as a child,
that would go good.
I remember as a child finding Santa Claus asleep in our living room, and just those memories that I have are so big, and still to this day are so prevalent that I like to spread that to others as well. And maybe, you know, a child will remember that when they're, you know, an older fella such as myself, and still get that joy out of it.
How old are you?
I'm 55.
55. So we're not the old guys of this podcast.
No. Three old guys reselling.
He's legitimizing us tonight.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
Give me 5 other names for Santa Claus other than Santa Claus.
Kris Kringle.
Okay.
Saint Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Putting you on the spot.
We said Santa Claus. Yeah. Boy, Father Christmas.
Oh, good one.
Oh man.
Caleb?
Wow.
I don't know. I used to know the what is it, the Swedish name where he originated from? But I can't remember now. It's a Christopher something. Christopher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What I say? I said Kris Kringle. I said Father Christmas. I said
Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas. Boy, that you did put me on the spot. One would think I'd know my own name. Well, Seasonal Santa.
There's so
Seasonal Santa, Mr. Bill, SSK promo.
Well, that's why I asked you that. I was like, well, he's got so many names because he even know his own name. So yeah, no, there's a bunch. I'm sitting here looking at a list on Google, and there's like over 100. Of course, most of them, you know, we've never heard of.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's like a Santa Claus in almost every culture. It is so crazy.
Yeah.
Right. El Nino. I've heard that one. El Nino. Mm-hmm. People call him Feliz Navidad. I've never heard that.
Mm-hmm.
That's isn't that Spanish for Merry Christmas?
Well, that's what I thought, but it's under names for Father Christmas names around the world. So yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yes. Jizo. I've never heard of some of these. It's crazy.
I've never heard of some of those either.
But yeah, it's awesome to have you, man. And I'm always interested in the Santa Claus thing because it's just another. And I know you're not doing it for a side hustle, but it is it's a big side hustle for you at this time of year.
Yeah, and actually it could be a very lucrative thing. I know some other Santas. Actually, I met a Santa in the reselling community that we started talking. I don't want to name names. I don't know exactly his name, but he's a real deal Santa. I'll just Santa Barry. We'll call him Santa Barry, and I think he is the real deal.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. And we had a good long talk last year, and he does reselling. Kind of his reselling is a side hustle because he pretty much makes his yearly wage during Santa season.
He lives it all year, don't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's and he's. I mean, he does even some national sort of work.
He pops in YouTube lives every now and then. And
yes,
he's Santa Claus. That's his name on there, Santa Claus.
Wow.
If it's the one I'm thinking of.
I know who you're talking about. I do know who you're talking about. It's not the same person, but that I do know that fella as well. And
I know he pop in Victoria and those shows a lot. And but that's what I was going to say about you, man. You got to have the look to pull it off. You've got the look. Have you ever thought about really monetizing this?
Yes, I have. And just because, during this time of year, that fourth quarter for resellers is pretty hectic. And I kind of get torn, like right now, I'm not focusing as much on my reselling in the hot time here because I'm just doing Christmassy, what other Santa Claus stuff or just general holiday stuff. I'm a festive guy. I like to do a lot of family events and just have, fun and enjoy the whole season.
Because I could see you, like, if you wanted to go by seasonal Santa, I could see you having an Instagram account, TikTok account, Facebook account, and just I could see it blowing up, honestly. I mean, especially obviously this time of year would be more than come summer months, but
you kind of get that November through December sort of time frame that you really I could turn it into something. A lot of that then would have to keep the beard kind of the whole time, and it's I don't know that I want to do that.
Well, I can imagine you being in Florida in July in a pair of Speedos with the Santa beard.
With the big white
Instagram post. I can just see it.
That's what happens right now, not having the naturally all white beard and having to bleach it all out is it starts to get dirty. And if I don't shave it all off, it would just look ridiculous being, white down here and all dark, halfway. So I would have to keep, and honestly, by the time I get through Santa season, I'm about done with beard maintenance. I mean, there's beard oils and beard balms and shampoos and beard butters and just the maintenance of it is more than I want to do on a year-round basis. But
there's your sponsorships right there, though.
That's right. We actually had a beard maintenance company reach out kind of to us just in a comment.
Wow.
When I did the Santa Beard reveal episode over on the podcast, they were like, "Hey, you had us at Santa Beard," and I reached out to them. Haven't got much of a response yet, but there's a lot that could be done with sponsorships and so maybe next year as things go by, I might try to do that. But right now, I enjoy doing it for my own joy.
If it ever blows up, I'm just saying, you got a number one elf here.
There we go. Got the right height, got the right look.
Got the right height, I do.
And I can totally pull off Buddy the Elf because he's tall.
There you go.
All right. So, okay, this is a side hustle, especially during the fourth quarter, which you talked about,
Yeah.
And it's a good thing, but it's kind of, six in one hand, half dozen in the other, because it takes away from your reselling, which, as a reseller, fourth quarter is the best time. But how is your reselling doing? And tell us a little bit about that.
Overall, not bad. Sales have been good this fourth quarter. I was in the beginning, in that September, October sort of a time frame. I was very diligent about doing my listings and getting stuff done. I was kind of coming out of a little bit of a funk there, end of summer, fall sort of a thing, where I just really wasn't putting the effort into it that I should. Having trouble being motivated about stuff, but I kind of got that turned around. A lot of that has to do with a new office that I'm working on, a dedicated workspace that's got a lot of room. It's set up and very well organized. It's still in disarray right now, but I enjoy working out there, and that's the thing when you have a space that's comfortable to work in. Like you guys both have the sheds, and you can go out there. It's not. Previously, everything was piled up in my house. I lived among the business the whole time.
That's hard.
So being able to move it out there, and I can come in the house and I can rest my brain from everything. I'm not staring at my inventory isn't on shelves behind me in the living room, and floor piled up with new inventory. So I'm able to rest my brain when I'm in the house. When I go out to work, I can go to work. Right. Almost like if you went to a regular 9-to-5 sort of job, you can go to work. I can work out there all day, come back in the house, and kind of have that peace of mind.
That's always my advice. That's always my advice for people, talking about going full time and stuff. I tell them, now I don't always use this advice now.
I was about to say, when have you done anything full time lately?
But that is my advice. That's the right advice, is to treat it like a job, have a dedicated space, have dedicated hours, and, just treat it like you would any other job. Now, it's hard to do sometimes. It is hard to do.
Very hard.
But if you want to be successful, you can ask Caleb over here. That's what you do. You have a dedicated space, you have dedicated hours. And when it's done, and when you're done for the day, be done. Rest your brain. Because if you don't, it's harder to go back the next day. See, I don't listen to my own advice. That's where I mess up. I'll go like crazy for a month or two, and I'll burn myself out, and then it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, my reselling advice is always do as I say, not as I do.
There you go.
And because I understand the business, I know what it takes to be a full-time reseller, but don't watch me on a day-to-day basis. You'd be disappointed.
Right. Yes. That's perfect advice, actually. Caleb, you got anything?
I got a couple things here.
Right,
so I'm interested because I want to know where SSK promo came from. The name SSK promo.
Superstar Ken.
Oh. Yeah. Or somebody just pointed out recently, Seasonal Santa.
Seasonal Santa Ken. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that. But actually the SSK is Sideshow Ken. Almost like I had somebody tell me once that I'm a carnival waiting to happen, just with the the festiveness and the games. I love to play games. I love to play family games. I have big Labor Day weekend event every year with my family. But just out in anytime somebody says, "Oh, I'm thinking of doing this," it's like, "Oh, hey, I have that. I have that game. I have that yard game. I have." Full-size cotton candy maker, popcorn maker, snow cone machines, you name nacho warmer, nacho cheese, any of that stuff I have. So I'm just always ready. But Sideshow Ken just kind of came about years ago. Just, I guess, because I'm a little bit goofy most of the time. And
so did you get some of your friends calling you that?
Yeah, one of my buddy of mine, Dave, kind of had given me that from Simpson. If you ever watched The Simpsons, and there was Sideshow Bob.
Yeah.
And so it kind of derived a little bit from that. And back in the day when you used to play, go to the arcade and you play video games, when you got high score, you get to put in 3 initials, and so SSK was always my my initials that I put in then. So it technically it's Sideshow Ken, but I do enjoy I enjoy Superstar. I enjoy Seasonal Santa. Works out well for this time.
The reason I come up with that was because that was going to be one of my questions, because I've never heard you tell that story, and I was like, I'm going to come up with something funny that stands for, but I know that's not going to be right.
And so that's the SSK part of it. The promo part of it, SSK promo, came from I used to have big heavy metal hair, a big long, and I played drums in heavy metal bands back in the day, like after high school, early 20s.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Well, there's not a lot, it doesn't seem.
I have another,
but
you could possibly fill in for the most interesting guy in the world. You know those commercials?
There you go. Yeah, I think of you. I don't always resell, but when I do,
right. No, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But after playing in the bands and stuff, I started to do DJ work. I did DJ, for parties and weddings and stuff like that. And then when I kind of was done with that, I used to do promotions for the other local bands, getting them gigs at bars, making sure they had advertising and marketing and setting up the gigs and such. And so it just kind of became SSK Promotions or SSK Promo. Mm-hmm. And that was all my emails, all my Gmails, all of that stuff. And then when you go to start setting up YouTube accounts and eBay accounts and stuff, you use your eBay, you use your email address. And so SSK Promo just became what I was. So
I like it. Now you've got like 27 to choose from.
I like the organic nature of the name.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I've got to ask about the El Luchador. Where did that come from?
Oh yeah, that's my Mexican wrestling character. Oh, the mask isn't back here. I actually replaced El Luchador with the Rey Nasterio. That he's got the Nashville Flippers hat on, so that's Rey Nasterio back there. And El Luchador, that's just a character that I have that Mexican wrestling mask, which was the story about that is we had taken a trip to Mexico, to Cancun, with some friends, and went for the week. And I've always been fascinated with the luchador wrestlers and the masks and the costumes and the pageantry of all of that. And so when we were down there, we went into a shop that just had like walls of this stuff, which is funny. When we came back into the state, if you ever been out of the country, when you come back in, that you have to go through customs. Yeah. And you have to declare anything that you bought. Everybody else had bought, silver jewelry, and they had bought all this stuff. I had one thing to declare. My luchador wrestling mask was the only thing that I had.
Oh my God.
And so I have, a cape, and I dress up as this character, El Luchador. And just, I go around town. Well, I did a video once where I went to yard sales dressed as El Luchador. And that was a fun day. Got a lot of reaction, almost as much reaction as you get when you show up as Santa Claus someplace. And so that's just a character that I have that appears every now and then, and just something goofy, something fun, something to make people smile.
Speaking of wrestling, I'm going to let Caleb go ahead and ask you, because I know he's already wondering. So go ahead.
Okay.
Caleb.
I don't know. What do you want me to ask him?
Roddy Piper.
Where he is. Come on, man. We ask every guest.
See?
He just said it. Right
I answered the question. I see, because Caleb and I, we're on the same plane here. We're best friends. We're like soulmates almost.
Right.
Are you an old school wrestling guy or a new age?
I go way back with wrestling. Not much new age stuff, but my father used to take us to wrestling matches when we were young, and old guys like Bobo Brazil, Dominic DeNucci, Wild Bull Curry, some of these really old guys. and then up through like around here, they used to play the Georgia Championship Wrestling, and your Tommy Wildfire Rich and Pistol Pez Watley and Junkyard Dog and all of those guys. And then
that's what we grew
then
up.
you move up, WWF days, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, all of those guys. But out of all of them, I got to say Roddy Piper is followed closely by Bret the Hitman Hart. I really like Bret Hart.
See, Caleb fuss about him all the time.
I like your picks so far.
He's not one of my. He's probably one of my least favorite as far as the big popular guys. I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Bret Hart.
He has no personality.
Bret Hart brought the legitimacy to the fighting style side of the wrestling business.
Yeah.
Very, very technical.
Very technical. I'll admit he's not the most charismatic guy in the world.
No.
But he made up for it with just being loved by everybody except for you.
Yes.
But then again, CM Punk does hate some people, right? He does.
I can't imagine CM Punk and Bret Hart being best friends, honestly. So.
He loves him. Have you heard some of his stuff? He loves Bret Hart.
Oh, really? Well,
he loves him. He wore his shirt the other day.
Yeah, he's wrong.
No.
That's not the real CM Punk. I'm the real CM Punk.
Was that you on TV the other day? Well, here's another question, Ken.
Okay.
Do you see the resemblance in Chris over here and CM Punk?
Yeah, when you were just saying that, was that you? It's like, I can see that. I can.
I don't see it.
For sure.
I don't see
it. I get asked. I'm not getting asked as much as I used to. But people, especially in Pizza Hut, there was this guy all the time would say, "Hey, Peyton Manning, do you see that here?"
Forehead up, I do.
Yeah.
Look at that. He looks just like him.
Yes. Yes, I do. Now that when you say it, I probably wouldn't have looked and said, that's, Peyton Manning-esque. But when you say it and I'm looking at it through those eyes, definitely I can see it.
If I yell out a little Omaha. That'll turn it on for you.
All right, so the Santa. Something. We talked about the reselling business. I want to talk now about the YouTube business because I know you have a couple of things going on YouTube. So
yes,
let you talk about those real quick.
Yeah, I've got my original channel SSK Promo that. And I had started that out, and I used to make, regular content for a while, the pre-recorded stuff of thrifting videos and, some what solds, that sort of stuff. And I don't know. When I go out sourcing, I want to look, I want to source. Yeah. I don't want to be constantly recording. I enjoy, as far as watching videos, I enjoy the what solds more than I do the sourcing videos to begin with.
I always did too. That's why I made so many of them. I just enjoyed the what sold more than the sourcing, so much more.
There's a lot more to learn, I think.
I think so too.
I mean, you can learn the real deal about what's moving, not just what's being purchased,
Right.
Which is my point is that's what I think. I want to see what's, when you're watching the sourcing videos, you're watching the potential of a sale.
Right.
That's right.
Hey, I picked this up. We all kind of look for a lot of the same things. Some people are niche down into areas. You guys are pretty much everything sellers, right? You whatever is profitable, you're going to pick it up.
Right.
And and so I do learn from some sourcing videos. Oh, hey, I'll keep an eye out for that, but mostly from the what solds.
Mm-hmm.
So I made that sort of content for a little while, and I just wasn't dedicated to it. It just wasn't something. I enjoy editing stuff. I enjoy having fun. I have a million videos in a folder that are half finished that I got bored myself. And it was me,
Right.
I'm never bored with me. And I'm like, nobody's going to want to watch this. So I abandoned that. And then I started this thing on my channel called Ken versus 10, which is where each week I take on my death pile. I list 10 items on the show. And it's a challenge then to see how many of those I can sell before the next week's show. So it kind of shows people that are watching some of the things that I might be picking up. So it's a little bit of a sourcing sort of a thing. I'm not actually out at the sales. I have it right there, and I'm showing it when I list it. And then the following week it's usually then it's a combo show. I'm listing the 10 new items, but I'm showing what are those items sold. My best week so far, I actually sold 8 of my 10 items in 1 week, which was a very good week. Lots of video games that week that I listed, and when that stuff is hot and selling, and if you find good stuff, that works out well. But it's a lot of me just talking with the chat too. I enjoy the lives. I enjoy doing lives mostly. So I get to interact with folks in the chat and just goof around and have fun there. And so I made it that challenge of how many I can sell before the next week, because I knew that if it was a regular listing show, I was never going to be able to actually list 10 items while I was chatting with folks, getting things done. So I preloaded them. I had them all draft ready to just click the button and list it. And after like the first couple shows, somebody called me out on that. Well, a few people called me out. Oh, this isn't a listing show. You're not really listing those right now. It's like, well, no, I'm not. But do you really want to sit here while I type in descriptions and titles and stuff? So I do that every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And it's fun. And I've been having some guests on where I'm taking on, it's Ken versus 10 versus whoever the guest is. And that's fun because you kind of get to do that challenge. And then I kind of have a follow-up show with them and play a little game with them or something like that, just to be entertaining.
Yeah, I've popped in there several times, especially when I was actually working out here, but it's been a while since I've worked there. But yeah, it is fun. It comes out on Wednesdays, right? Is it Wednesday?
Thursdays at 11 a.m. So, and that's Eastern time. Yeah.
11 a.m. Eastern Thursday. So right after our show. So during Caleb's premiere of his new video every week.
Yes. So, and that's probably why recently my audience has been down, probably cut, 75% off, because everybody's waiting for Caleb, the old past video to come out.
I'm sure that's absolutely what happened.
You're cutting your best friend's throat.
Well, I mean, a little bit of a news flash here. I am thinking about changing the time. So
okay. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Thinking
keep my audience.
I think I might go to 11 o'clock Central instead of 10:30. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Another thing you're working on YouTube. Now we have to talk about this very briefly because we don't want to send our competition any more help over there.
Okay.
Ken's also part of a very successful podcast, fun podcast.
Well, we're going to say a part of a podcast, the successful part, we were pitching there for a little while. We were racing you guys to 1,000 subs.
Successful, I was talking about Corey.
Oh, yes. Yes. My co-host, Corey, from over at Grams and Pops. Yeah, the Reseller Clickbait podcast. We just did episode 79, just dropped this week of that. With, different lives and a couple special episodes was, we're in the 80s someplace as far as episodes, but that's fun. That's a good time. Those episodes come out pre-recorded every Monday at 11 a.m. Mm-hmm. And just a good time. Of course, I started that podcast originally with Jimmy Old School Flips, and we did that for over a year. And then we'll just say situations, things come up, nothing goes on forever, and brought Corey on board with the three of us. And then now we're down to Corey again from Grams and Pops, and we're just chugging right along with the podcast. It's fun to record every week. We try to do a little bit of reseller topic and a little bit of just kind of what went on with our week and have fun and be silly and this episode comes out this Thursday, correct?
Yes.
Thursday the 14th or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. So tonight, if you're watching this tonight, Thursday the 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern time we do a thing during the holiday season called the Holiday Live Tour. And there's 4 live episodes in prime time: Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and a New Year's episode, where we have on special guests and we play games and we give away prizes and stuff like that. And we just kind of talk about this show coming up tonight is all about, Christmas, and we'll play Christmassy games and we'll talk about traditions and stuff. And we got a really fun guest and I'm going to spill the beans right here. Of course, we'll already be advertising it at that point, but we have Ray from Nashville Flippers will be on with us. And so that's really cool. I'm a big Ray fan and hence the Ray Nash stereo back here behind me. And so Ray will be on the show and we're going to talk, different traditions that, things that we grew up with and Ray's, Ray's nationality, his different heritage of, different kind of Christmas traditions that he might have. So
Russian, right?
Yes. Right. Ray is definitely Russian, and
Russian Ray. That sounds like a wrestler right there.
You'd never tell by his accent that he was full blown Russian. That's funny.
Looking at your partner's channel, Grams and Pops, man, they are smoking right now on their channel. 2.2. Yeah.
Corey and Teresa, they have a pretty unique style over there of the videos, the type of content. It's mostly what sold. They've been doing some kind of more evergreen kind of instructional content here lately, but that back and forth, the give and take that Corey and Teresa have it's fun. Nobody else is doing it that way. Corey's editing is top notch. The way they use multiple cameras and microphones and he puts that seamlessly in there is, go check out their channel and Corey's a great guy. Been enjoying doing the podcast with him, and things are going well over there. We're growing slowly, and this time of year, I think it's tough to get views. Everybody's busy. Just like I said, I can't keep up in my reseller business with all the festive kind of holiday stuff, and I think that's the same thing with watching content. I know my content viewing of other channels is down right now, and but yeah, we're having fun over there. So, anybody that wants to jump over there and take a peek and, give a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever, leave some feedback.
I will link all of these channels down below, including Corey's and Teresa's channel, Grams and Pops Finish, but also Reseller Clickbait Podcast, and also Ken's original channel. So go check all these channels out. A lot going on all these channels. I know Corey and Teresa post videos, I don't know, like 2-3 times a week. And I know it's doing the Ken versus 10, which I absolutely love, the live on Thursdays, right? Yes, Thursday.
Yes.
So go check that out. But also the Reseller Clickbait Podcast. I've asked other people this, and I'll let you talk again here in a minute, Caleb. But how big do you think podcasts are going to be the future of reselling content on YouTube? Because I think it's going to be big.
Yeah, I right now I almost consider it to be the flavor of the month. Yeah. Everybody's jumping on board. Everybody's, taking the content that they want to do and making it a podcast. But there are a lot of new good ones that are starting, and there's something for everybody out there. If you like stuff that's heavy on, reselling policies and procedures, there's stuff to watch there. If you like shows that are just maybe just talking about others in the community, friendly jabs and stuff back and forth, everybody's doing that. I think over time that all weeds out. You get, you get ones that work, you get ones that grow. Initially, if you have good personalities on your show, it's going to get that really big hit. But we'll see, as the time goes by. But I think the format itself does have legs to be around. If you get a good chemistry with the people that are on the show, much like you guys have. I enjoy watching your episodes every week, chemistry. and so just something out there for everybody, and people are continuing to come up with new ones all the time, and some have come and some have gone really quickly. And I'm pretty proud to be, like I said, we just did episode 79, which that's a lot to stick around. Most of them, what did they say? The average, most people don't make it past 10 episodes. Right. And to be around this long, well, you guys have tripled that. This is what, 35 for you guys?
Yeah.
So
I think it's just a good way to, if you follow somebody on YouTube already, it's just a way to get to know them even more, because obviously we don't talk a ton about reselling. We just talk about everything. But
I'm beginning to wonder if we should be a reselling podcast.
Yeah. I mean, we have thought about taking the reselling off and just being two old guys podcasts. Which actually open up more doors for us, honestly.
Yes.
So y'all could just be the clickbait podcast.
Well, we've talked about that. Corey and I, and previously, Jimmy and I, as how to reach out beyond the reselling community. We're all we all run in this kind of same circle. Right. And I watch you guys, I watch other podcasts and support those, because everybody they get to be your friends. Right. But I enjoy watching resellers because I know them, and that's like-minded and stuff that we do, but I want to know that personal stuff. I want to see their day-to-day. I want to see hear the interesting stories, or the funny stories, or the ups and the downs. I like to support somebody who's, maybe going through a little bit of a tough time or something like that. I like the personal side of it. I really could care less what you found at the yard sale. Right. Or what as far as watching that sourcing content, or what you sold. I'm very happy for everybody's big sales. I'm interested in that, and it's fun. I love to share mine, and I love to support others when they do that. But I like that personal aspect, and that's what I want to know. On our podcast, I know the most boring time is the reselling part of it. When we try to come up with some sort of a reselling topic based on something that we had done, or maybe a new policy that might have changed or something. We try to touch base, at least from our perspective, on it. And that's the part of the show that just, it really starts to just drag. I'd rather talk about,
It's already been talked about 10 times on the on other people's videos.
And there's different takes on it, and everybody has their opinion. And I'd rather talk about getting soy sauce dumped all over my Santa pants, stuff like that is.
All right, Caleb, ask a question.
Well, okay, so I'm sure Chris noticed this by now, but we got shouted out by Commonwealth Picker.
Yeah.
So what that did was that pushed us from 850s to the 880s, almost to 890. We're at 888.
Yes.
So are you worried, Ken, that we're going to defeat you and Corey even worse now?
Well, honestly, I gave up on worrying it a long time ago, right after we started the pitch that we were going to beat you to 1,000, and you guys grew by like 20 or 30, I think, by the next week. I think all of our people just went over there. So, I don't think that we're going to accomplish that. So, I just kind of put that worry to the side. And
well, if you're not, I'll just go ahead and say this here. If you're not subscribed to the Reseller Clickbait Podcast, guys, you are missing out. Great show.
Wow.
Ken and Corey are great folks, so surely we can get 20, 30 people over there. Surely. Let's go subscribe, guys.
I appreciate that.
They are at 582. Let's get them.
Let's push them over 600.
600.
Yeah.
600, guys. Come on. 600.
Oh, Santa plays golf too, apparently.
Santa golf.
Yes. This is my kind of day-to-day. Oh, my balls getting off there at the top. Which is, hey, that's one of my ingenious little things was this hat. I got this, this style of hat that I had a fuzzy, but I didn't want to ruin it. So the actual ball, I put a magnet on there.
How about
and then
that?
I have another smaller magnet in the top.
Well,
so
it attaches to the magnet plate in your head, right?
Yes, yeah. Now watch it. Oh, there we go.
Just take the hat off and just put the ball on there.
I just want to say though, not many people can pull off that kind of hat. Ken Bill pulls that hat off.
Pulls it off. My wife used to try to. What do they call those hats?
They're either like a newsboy or a cabbie hat or an ivy hat. There's a number of different names for them.
Years to wear those, and I was like, this was years ago, like back in my early 30s. I'm like, baby, it makes me look like an old man. I'm like, I'm not wearing that. I would wear it probably now. I am an old man, but back when I'm 28, I don't want to wear that. But no, I do like those hats, but I don't think I look good in them.
And I hate to undress right here on the air, but boy, I was getting steamy. I was getting cooked inside that thing.
I don't
know. Usually,
Apple, all you podcast audio listeners are okay. Ken's getting undressed on the show right now.
Well, I don't know how good an audience you have over there on the Reseller Clickbait podcast, but at 51 minutes, there's only about 5 people watching right now.
4 to 5.
Oh yeah. When you look at that average view duration, it always starts out strong, and then by the end, it's like, what, But we appreciate at least the 30 seconds that gives us the view count. And hopefully we can be entertaining long enough to keep people for a while and give a few teasers at the beginning, and they're probably skipping through to see some of that stuff. But we enjoy and appreciate anybody that checks out the show, and you get that loyal fan base that's always going to comment and just support you no matter what, and we try to do the same back for as many folks in the community as we can.
Before you get plumb out of Santa mode,
yes,
can you name all of Santa's reindeer?
Oh, come on, challenge me. The other ones. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen. I always like to do it as Arnold Schwarzenegger from what was the movie he was in with Sinbad? Jingle All the Way. When he's like,
one of my favorite movies.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, Rudolph. Of course.
That's one of my favorite movies. Christmas.
Yes.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh man, I like a lot of Christmas. I spend a lot of time watching. If I spend as much time this time of year, listing as I did watching Christmas movies, I would have time. But one of my favorite Christmas movies, and just the story in general, is A Christmas Carol with Ebenezer Scrooge. That sort of thing. And I like the version with Patrick Stewart. Who played, Captain Picard on the Star Trek.
I like the one with Michael Keaton in it, Scrooged.
Yeah, or no, that's Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Why does
Bill Murray in Scrooged?
Michael Keaton's in one too, though, ain't he? Brain fart, sorry.
Not that I know of. That's A Christmas Carol. If he is,
they kind of look alike.
I'll want to see it. But that's probably because just that story in general of kind of examining your life and finding that there is good and that things throughout life can jade you, and but there's always a chance for somebody to kind of come back from that, and there's a silver lining somewhere. But I like Christmas Carol, but I like a lot of the newer ones. I love Fred Claus. I love Elf is always fun to see. Christmas with the Cranks, Surviving Christmas. There's a lot of the newer ones that I enjoy.
Michael Keaton was in that Jack Frost movie. I knew that.
Yes, I was going to say that. Jack Frost, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm. I knew there was a Christmas movie with him in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why I thought it was Scrooge, I don't know. I know that's Bill Murray. Yeah. So brain fart, but I was kind of right, sort of. Who's your favorite Santa Claus in the Christmas movies? Because I love the Christmas Story Santa Claus where he kicks that kid.
Yes. Yes.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Oh.
That's one of my favorite scenes of any Christmas movie.
Wow, my favorite Santa Claus in a movie. You know, I think that Paul Giamatti and Fred Claus plays a great Santa Claus character. Is really good. I like I talked about Elf. I think it's Ed Asner that plays Santa Claus, and that is really it's just a good Santa Claus. Yeah, never really thought of the actual Santa Claus and the actor, but yeah, I think if I'm picking, I'm going with Paul Giamatti and Fred Claus.
I know my family, you know, my wife and my kids, we have a list of about 10, 12, 14 Christmas movies that we just have to watch every year, you know.
Yes.
And we've not got started watching them yet, so we need to get on it. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, we'll watch one or two a night, you know, for a week or two, and then, you know, but yeah, there's so many great ones. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie to you?
Oh, see, if I was on my podcast, I could have clicked the button that would just take me off the screen and I'd be done. No, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
How about Gremlins?
Agreed.
Oh, Gremlins is not a Christmas movie. You know, I go over this and I've said it like, you know, 100 times. Both of them, classic, great movies. Anytime Die Hard's on, I'm going to watch it. Anytime Gremlins is on, I'm going to watch it. But they are movies that are set at Christmas time. Right. They are not Christmas movies.
They're not Christmas stories, we'll say. For sure.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I totally agree. And I didn't know if Caleb agreed with that either. But yeah, they're just not Christmas movies.
It's been quite a few days since I've watched some Die Hard, but yes, I don't.
We're going to get, Christmas. Let us know in the comments.
Oh, there'll be some disagreements.
If Gremlins is a Christmas movie and if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, because I know that's a hotly debated topic on both.
It is, and people are strong-willed and strong opinionated on that. And you're not going to change a lot of people's mind. Yeah, and that's one of those debates that you can go round and round, and there's no sense. You're never going to get to it.
I can't believe you guys didn't name the best Christmas show ever, though.
Which is
A Charlie Brown Christmas.
It's up there.
Yes,
it's one of them we watch.
Charlie Brown is great.
It is.
Yes, that's one of the class from when I was a kid. That's been around, and the original, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like the claymation one, is. I just love that. I love the Yukon Cornelius, and I love the head elf. I love the head elf in that. The guy's just about as angry, when he busts in the door and he's yelling, "Why weren't you at elf practice?" We just I don't know. It's to be a dentist. Herbie doesn't like to make toys. Herbie doesn't like to make toys.
I mean, back in our day, you got one chance a year to watch those movies. And if you missed it, you missed it,
Yeah, we would sit around.
Back in the day, you hope and pray the weather's right and the antennas turn just exactly right. And
you
can make out what it's going to say.
It seems like, too, they always come on Sunday nights, and I'd always be at church, and I'd be like, come on, let's get out of church early so I can
I got one that I would bet neither one of you have ever seen ever. And this comes from when my kids are little. It's Franklin's Magic Christmas. Have you ever seen that?
Like Franklin the Turtle?
I have not.
Franklin the Turtle.
Yeah.
It's a movie. It's like an hour long, hour and a half, but it's actually pretty good.
I've probably got it because Kobe still watches Franklin from time to time. So I probably got it in there.
We watch it all the time. And I mean, I'm not like going to say I sit around and watch Franklin, but the Christmas one's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So what's the title? Franklin's what?
Franklin's Magic Christmas, I believe.
Magic. Okay, I'm going to write that down because.
Hey, Franklin, that's one of the cartoons that my boys both watched when they were young that I actually didn't just hate.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It is Franklin's Magic Christmas. Yeah.
Okay. I think another.
I just don't remember.
The movie
another
classic
has a story one
behind it too. Like a lot of the cartoon ones are kind of geared towards kids, but this one has a little bit of a story. So it's really not that bad. Good.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check it out. I'll search my guide or search the whatever, the Netflix or the Prime Video or whatever.
Prime, and I think it's on sale for like $2.99 right now. So
really?
Grab it. Yeah, I believe. It was. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna check that out.
Major important question to ask Ken.
Okay.
This is
my full attention.
You're either going to make my world better, or you're going to destroy me.
Sink or swim here.
Sink or swim.
I vote for B.
B. Okay. Can we expect to see Ken Bill at the 2024 Two Old Guys meetup?
And this is make or break. Well, when you guys were doing your live,
you're going to break.
I enjoyed the live that you guys had done here. Was that last week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I put in there that there's a 100% definite maybe.
That's right.
that I might be there.
Definite.
The 127, of course we have the 127 runs right here through Ohio as well.
Right.
And
it's really good.
We had went over and we picked what I forget what road you take across to get to 127, but when we got there the first day, we went 2 days, like the Friday and Saturday or Thursday and Friday, something like that. And the first day we went 126. It takes you to 127.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
We went.
It could be 128.
One day we got there, we headed south, and we sourced all day heading south, and the next day we drove over because it's about an hour and a half or so, maybe an hour 40 to get to 127 from where I'm at.
Oh wow!
And then the next day we got there, we headed north, and definitely the north trip was much more productive than was the south, and just but as far as coming down 2 years ago, we came down to the 127.
Yep.
And got to hang out with Chris and stuff that day. It was for one of the meetups. Trash Cash had their barbecue bash meetup that year.
Yeah, we had to have ours to show them how it was really done. That's why we.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we did.
And so we did that, and then one of the things that's difficult as far as making that plan is I do have the 127, but the following week is also the Route 30 sales, the Lincoln Highway byway sales, and the last few years I've had people come up. Well, 2 years ago is when Jimmy still lived in Colorado. And they came up, stayed for the week, and hung out. And this year we had Chris Cajun Reseller came up from New Orleans or Baton Rouge, Louisiana area, and stuff. So there's a lot going on right there. I'd love to get back down to the 127 or to your meetup because I love meetups. I'm all about meeting people in the community, and that's what's fun because you get to hang out and learn again a little bit more of that personal stuff and just hang with like-minded people and stuff. So we're gonna say right now that definite maybe, Caleb. We'll see how it goes between now and then. I'm not really sure what I'm doing this weekend, yet, and so it is. It's difficult to plan, all the way. When is that? In August?
It's in August, and you are on my short list of people I really hope. So you have a personal invite is what I'm trying to say.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Let's be honest. The 2024 Highway 127 meetup is right now 100% possible, maybe as well. So
Okay,
I'd say
possible maybe that we even have it.
I mean, if you go back to Tanya, my wife's comment, she's ready. She's 99%. She left a small sliver of maybe not, but yeah.
Well,
Tanya's vote only counts for 50%.
Say that again.
Tanya's vote only counts for 50%.
In my house, it's 99%.
Oh no, yeah.
Well,
I agree, but as far as the podcast goes, hers only counts 50%. Yours don't count any.
Yeah, mine well, that I'll accept that answer. Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest buzz after your event last year was the food, right? Anyway, that Tanya prepared for the event. Everybody was excited about that and talking it up big time. So
and
yeah, we'll see.
I was most nervous about, and I told Tanya to just she promised me she could handle it, and I didn't worry about it no more. So that was nice.
And she did.
And she did. She exceeded.
Let me just, I mean, to give you the honest truth about my wife, and I will brag about her, she will absolutely kill herself and bend over backwards to deliver on what she says.
Mm-hmm. She did.
If she don't deliver, it won't be from lack of trying. Mm-hmm. I mean, she'll do everything she can. Yeah,
that was one of those FOMO situations, knowing that your event was going on, and then watching all of the videos and stuff that came out afterwards, stuff that you guys put out, other stuff that people had posted. People start posting on Instagram and stuff right there, from the event and taking pictures, and I get that FOMO. I have my sign right here, my FOMO sign that I keep right here to remind me.
Do you have a headshot available?
Look at that beautiful thing. Look at that. That one's great.
Yeah, I have those. And I was working, I'm a guy that's always behind on everything, and my plan was to have some Santa headshots out, and I may still do that. I'm working at something maybe a little personal Christmas greeting to folks as Santa. I have to there's a location that I want to go to do that, and I haven't been able to work that out yet. Right. But before Christmas, there's a plan with that, and so we will see how it goes.
A little bit of business here. We got to shout out a few people on comments of the week from last week's episode. And I do want to make mention to Apex Flipper, said, just came over from Commonwealth Pickers Recommend. So thank you so much for that. And I do want to mention also Cat and Chris 953 that said, hey, Kevin sent me over from Commonwealth Picker Flipper channel. Glad to find you guys. So hopefully it wasn't just a one-time deal and you're still here, but I appreciate Kevin for shouting us out.
Yes.
Long overdue, Kevin. Long overdue. But I do want to mention too how he failed at what he promised. He said he was going to try to get over 900, and he only got us to 889.
Okay, 889, and we're still. What was that last week? Was that last week that he shouted out? Has every kind of his video ran its course?
Yeah, it's been about 5 days, I think.
Something like that. 4 or 5 days.
Oh, no, we lost one. We're at 888.
Yeah, I think the video's basically done.
Yeah.
We might pick up one or two scragglers.
And obviously, I'm joking. I love Kevin. He's been a friend of my channel, my personal channel, but also the podcast for a long time. So thank you, Kevin. And thank you to Caleb, I'm talking.
Yes,
thank you to everyone that came over from Commonwealth Picker Flipper channel. Appreciate you guys for coming over, and hopefully you stick around. Go ahead, Kevin.
His observation skills are top notch.
Mine?
No, Kevin's. He said,
Okay.
That we're like the best podcast at butchering the English language. He was spot on.
Spot on.
Spot on.
I think that was me mainly. Yes.
Furthest.
He
Furthest.
he popped in our live the other day, and I couldn't even say the word furthest. Furthest. I couldn't speak at all. So. But that's normal for me. I speak American, not English.
Say old.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Ode.
I love watching Chris's What Sewed videos. What Sewed. I got to thinking about that earlier today because I was chuckling about, coming on and hearing your, do I have an accent to you?
Oh, yeah.
A northern accent.
I do have a northern, because, to me, most people sound
not a super
like me.
Yeah.
I bet I don't.
No, you but yeah, it's very endearing. I love that. My What So videos. And so, just much like you were talking about Kevin there promising to get you to 900 subs, I'm going to hold you to, Caleb for sure, getting the Reseller Clickbait podcast up to 600 subs. So we'll count on maybe some of your listeners. A lot of our listeners are your listeners as well. So
links down below.
I think we
appreciate that.
I got confidence in our folks that they'll come over and sub.
So
I have a comment also. Now this one,
I know which one this one's going to be. By the way,
do you? This spoke to my heart. It spoke to my heart. Kathy, is that the one you thought it'd be?
No, it ain't. But go ahead.
She said, "I will try to come to the next meetup. It depends upon my family. I would love to come and help cook. I can make 7-layer salad." And I was like, "Oh, that is so wonderful. I love me some 7-layer salad."
I'm trying to find a comment that I thought you would use. And
well, I was a little behind today, obviously. So, but that one was my favorite because, well, first of all, meeting Kathy would be a treat all by itself, but she's also going to prepare 7-layer salad. So that's a win
all the way around.
Yes.
All right. Sale of the week. While I'm looking for that comment because I want to read it.
I'm gonna man, kills me.
Here's where he likes to brag, Kim.
Normally. Last week I whipped out that sale that came across during the show, the tool that sold for $599.
Wow.
Guess who opened a return today? Yeah.
No.
You bragged on it too quick.
I did. So my policy's always been, and I put this in my stuff, I'll do a free return if it's damaged, defective, or something that I did wrong. But if not, you're paying the return shipping and whatever. So I email them and tell them about all that. And they're like, understand, that's fine. I'm like, oh, I was hoping you'd say, never mind, I'll just keep it.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
So they're sending back a $600.
Yeah.
Well, they said it's not been opened.
Painful.
And it better not be opened. But yeah, so I thought I'd throw that out there before I threw out my sale of the week, which was
using $20
full transparency.
Yeah, I mean, might as well, right? Might as well. I sold a Fishman guitar amplifier, a really good one. I paid $40 for this at a yard sale. I sold it for $499. So
nice.
I was excited about that sale.
It will be the return of the week next week.
The return of I'll win that one. I've got that covered.
My sale of the week, probably my best one. I've not been selling much, guys. I've not been listing at all. Still not listed since October 31st. But I did sell a nice, one of my favorite things to sell, Ken, is belt buckles. Love selling.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I sold a Johnny Cash belt buckle, Folsom Blues Breakout. And when I listed this thing, I could find Johnny Cash belt buckles, but I could not find one like this one. So I listed it. I listed it like $60, and it's been listed for a while. I mean, probably 6 months or something. Somebody sent me an offer for $40, and I was like, you know what? That sounds pretty good for a daggone belt buckle that I probably paid $5 for.
Yeah.
So $39.99 plus shipping. Johnny Cash belt buckle. It's really cool though.
That's pretty awesome.
Very cool.
Oh, I love selling belt buckles. One of my favorite things.
Do you have a sale of the week, Ken, you want to throw out there?
You know what? My sales have been good. I can't think of anything. When you started to say that, I thought, oh no, was I supposed to prepare for this show and look up something?
I mean, we don't, so I don't know what you should.
I literally pull this up 5 minutes before I start.
You know what I will say, I don't have anything that's a super stellar sale, but I sold, for some reason, I've sold a lot of stuff that have been in my death pile for a long time. So, I mean, some stuff maybe even back when I started. I've been doing this about 3.5, getting on almost 4 years. And just for some reason, people, I don't know if it was a combination of maybe some promoting or sales or ending and relisting or whatever it was, but I've sold stuff that I was ready to give up on. You know, when I get into the first of the year and start to kind of look at those goals going forward, you know, one of the things was to get in there and just really clean that stuff out. And fortunately, the customers are doing that for me. Right. So yeah, just a lot of Christmas still selling. Christmas is still selling. A lot of ornaments this week.
What's your favorite so?
I'm sorry.
What's your favorite thing to sell? Category.
If you know, I like selling electronic stuff. You know, more vintage electronic things. Again, being an everything seller, I'll take anything that makes profit. But it seems like when I go to vintage toys, I guess also is a big one. And I might even say that I would change that answer up to the vintage toys. So when I go to a yard sale or garage sale, estate sale, that's the area I'm gravitating towards first, where I see the toys, the potential of that, and
now,
you know, video games.
When you say vintage toys, what era are you talking about?
I'm talking about that, you know, late 80s, 90s, your He-Mans, your Voltrons, your G.I. Joes, your, you know, that sort of stuff.
Ninja Turtles.
Yes, for sure.
Have you ever found a Voltron complete?
Yes.
Really?
I did.
That's my holy grail right there.
And believe it or not, I gave it away.
Oh, wow. Generous man.
I gave it to
Jimmy, I bet.
To Jimmy.
Dang
to Jimmy Old School Flips.
Wow.
Yeah, and actually it was fun when he was here for the Route 30 sales 2 years ago. We stayed out at Jill. They have her and her mother have a cabin, and what I did before they got there, I hid it in the cabin. And I told him there was a gift around for him, but he had to find it. And I think, you know, it was 3 days in or so before they finally spotted it, because they kind of put it up in with the decor and stuff like that. So paid $5 for it at a sale.
Wow.
And
wow.
Yeah.
That's my holy grail, man.
Chris is over there just melting right in his chair.
The die-cast line set is my holy grail.
Yes, that's what it was. The die-cast lion set, complete, sword,
best friends,
everything.
Had one, and I mean back then that toy was like $100 or something. I had a lot of toys, had great childhood, all that, but that was one toy that he had that I wanted. And I just never, and I know I could go on eBay and buy it. That's what people always tell me. Go on eBay and buy it. You can get it for like,
it ain't like finding it.
I want to find it in the wild. I just want to find it in the wild. I was at this sale, and it's funny because I just took the I knew that Voltron and those sorts of toys were you know, had value to them, and I didn't realize they were so coveted because I was interested in the turtles and stuff that they had, and it was like
it was honestly okay, it's $5. I'll go ahead and take the Voltron too, since I'm buying most of all of this other stuff that was in there.
I'll take your trash. Give it here.
Yeah. Then I was, showing it to Jimmy at that point, and it was like, he's like, no way, dude, you got, so I gifted that.
Yeah. Well, I should have been Santa's number one elf at that time.
And it made me happy to do so. Again, one of those things that, if I can make someone else's day or make someone else's smile, I don't care what the value of something is. I'll give it away. Well, I'll give it away every time. So
you did the opposite with me.
I crushed you. Now,
see? Hopes and dreams, Ken.
There you go. Maybe next 127, you come up and stay with me.
Okay.
And then we'll go out. Maybe I'll find one, or maybe there'll already be one hidden around there for you.
Coming to Ohio to look for a Voltron. All right, what else we got? We got dad joke. You got a dad joke, Ken, ready? I mean, I know you've got a whole video of dad jokes.
The worst episode.
I knew I was gonna bring that up as soon as I said dad jokes. It was actually great. It was great.
We prepared and we planned. We had a special guest referee on the show. Dan the Answer Man, for those of you who remember, used to be, and it just our concept was great, but our execution just failed miserably.
Well, actually, that little known fact here, that's actually what inspired me to do a dad joke segment on this podcast.
Really? Well, I guess some good came out of it.
All right, dad joke, Caleb, because I'm going to bust you on this one, buddy.
Maybe you go first. Hey, by the way, who won this week? Yeah,
I will give you this last week. There you go. Okay, but this week we're going to have Ken vote for the winner.
Okay.
I think you should go first.
You go first. You won.
Okay.
Loser goes last.
Okay. How do you follow Will Smith in the snow?
Oh, I know this one. If you know it, it's automatic win. Follow the Fresh Prince.
Oh, man. He finally got me, Ken. You follow the Fresh Prince.
Yep.
That's right.
Why does Santa's helper see a therapist? Why do Santa's helper see a therapist? Caleb?
Hold on.
Ken? This is a podcast. We can't take forever.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because he has low self-esteem.
That would have been a lot funnier if you could have pronounced elf correctly, though.
Elf esteem.
You said F esteem.
F esteem.
F.
I'm old. I say elf.
Elf esteem. Elf esteem.
Oh, that's good.
I still won because I busted you. Leave it in the comments down below.
Yeah, you automatically win. I will concede this week.
I done won. It's over.
So the guest referee for our show don't even have to make a decision.
That took the pressure off. Took the pressure off for sure.
There you go.
So Caleb, how come you're a Scrooge and you're not wearing no Santa outfit?
Because I don't own a Santa outfit at all. First, let me just say it like this. You try to find a 3X anything that'll fit you anywhere without ordering it online. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't know Christmas was coming all year?
Oh, I've known. I'm Mr. Cheapo. I don't buy nothing.
Christmas snuck up early on you this year.
Yeah, it does that.
I know it's been that you're a little younger than I am, but all 55 of my years, Christmas has been on December 25th every year. And I went ahead and checked next year. Same day, coming up. So you have a whole year to find some proper attire.
I'm glad they haven't changed it. That way I don't get confused because us old guys can't remember stuff like that.
And I hear rumor that December 24th is Christmas Eve.
Still. Well, good to know.
Yes.
Next few years anyways.
All right, let's go to your favorite new segment there, Mr. Bucket List. You ready for this? I've got a great one. I've got a great bucket list.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
I want to meet Ken Bill IRL.
In real life. We're going to make that happen. We are going to make that happen.
I'm going to just have to sit down a little while and just soak it in.
I think it will be epic.
Well, a little backstory to the IRL. Somebody put that in our live chat the other day, and I said, Caleb, you don't know what IRL stands for, do you? And he had no idea. He had no idea. I knew he didn't.
I am so out of touch. I mean, you guys don't even know. You have no idea.
Actually, I think we might have a pretty good idea.
You're getting a better picture of it. You are. But.
Actually, bucket list. I guess I opened my mouth too much on that whole Holy Land tour because I had somebody call me this past week and offer me a missions trip, not paid for. You know, I got to pay my own way. A missions trip, not to the Holy Land, but to where was it? My mind went blank. My mind went blank.
Old man Titus. Old man Titus.
Oh man, where was it? I had it in my head, and my mind went totally blank.
Is it close?
Yeah,
Israel.
It's North Carolina.
Okay.
No, no, it's on the other side of the world. Oh, good grief! Go ahead, Ken. You got a bucket list item while I'm trying to figure this out.
Well, I tell you what,
India.
India. Okay.
India. My mind went blank. Sorry, guys.
I had actually talked about it on this week's podcast episode. I fulfilled a bucket list item. This week was to get recognized out, you know, by another reseller that would have watched some of, you know, my content either on the Ken vs. 10 or the podcast. Yeah. And I was at our new Goodwill bins, and somebody came up to me, a really nice lady, and you know, struck up a conversation, and she had seen me on my channel, on my show, had been watching some stuff, and you know, turned her on to the podcast. So it was very cool to have somebody come up and recognize from efforts, because, you know, I don't put a lot of effort. We talked about that earlier into what I'm doing on YouTube, but you know, I have that presence in being, you know, in the chats and then on other people's lives and doing my own stuff. So it was very cool. It was very cool. It was very humbling. Even though I have a motto or whatever you want to say that I live by, and I have for years, is never miss the opportunity to be the center of attention. So if I'm in the room or if I'm someplace, you're going to know that I'm there. Not obnoxiously, but you know, the short version of it is, hey, look at me. And I'm usually going to do something to stand out, or, you know, call some attention, and most of that is just to make people laugh or make people have fun and, you know, enjoy the time wherever they're at. But so it was very cool.
I think you've got that down.
Well,
for sure.
Congrats, because you just named this video. Never miss this opportunity. That's the title of this video. So yeah. Well, man, I tell you right now, it has been a pleasure. We're an hour and a half in.
Yes.
I don't want to hold you up, and I know Caleb's
got
important stuff to do, and work and reselling. And
I don't plan on doing anything like that tonight.
Oh, okay.
Overrated.
Yeah. But,
man, it's been a pleasure to have you on here. Everybody, remember, all the links for all his channels are down below. Reseller Clickbait Podcast, go check it out. Great podcast, very, very similar to the craziness that me and Caleb do. SSK Promo, go check out his channel, check out the live Ken vs. 10, and also check out his partner, Grams and Corey and Teresa, Grams and Pops Vintage. That link is below too, and we'll get Corey on here soon too. So,
and guys, please don't let me down. Please knock them over 600.
Yeah, let them over 600 for sure, and we sure would appreciate it. Any final words, Ken?
Thanks for having me on, guys. We've crossed paths. Of course, Chris and I have met. I still have yet to meet Caleb, and we're going to do that soon as well. And you guys are great members of the community. Always helpful. Enjoy your entertaining podcasts and stuff. And it was exciting, when you asked me if I'd come on the show, and very grateful for that. And just thank you. Merry Christmas to both of you, and Merry Christmas to everyone out there in the community that's watching. Be safe this holiday season. Enjoy your family and your loved ones, and have a great New Year.
Also, I forgot to mention, make sure you check out tonight's episode.
Yes,
it's on the Reseller Clickbait podcast, right?
Yes, the holiday live tour, Christmas show,
8 Eastern, right?
Yes,
yep,
for
so
sure.
That will be tonight, so everybody
going to be fun.
Yeah,
I can't promise I'll be there, because when this comes out, it's actually Tanya's birthday, so I might be busy.
Oh,
well, what better birthday present than to hang out with and
then to watch? Yeah, you could get some popcorn. We're going to do some trivia.
TV and be like, open it, and there's Ken Bill's face when she opens.
Spread the curtain out. There it is. Happy birthday.
Oh,
any final words, Caleb?
Thank you guys so much. Ken, thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
We really appreciate it, and appreciate your shows. Appreciate you as a friend. And I'll be looking for my ham sandwich in the mail.
Ham sandwich.
Yes,
ham sandwich.
You got
for sure. And I'm going to take up that spot right there next to your TV. A big old Mr. Bill head right there.
You got a video coming out today too, right, Caleb?
I'm doing my best.
No,
I'm a little behind, but I'll have it ready. Yes,
yeah,
I'll have it
he'll
ready.
have it, guys. He'll have it.
I'll have it. Yeah,
he's got the YouTube bug.
I do. It's a bit hard, but it's sucking the blood out of me right now. So this has been a busy week. You got my nephew's birthday, Tanya's birthday, and my niece's birthday in the span of 7 days. So it's a killer week.
Yes.
For sure.
Plus, now remember, Christmas is December 25th.
Oh, don't I know?
Yes.
December's a busy month for us.
We need to
Christmas
get get a GoFundMe page to buy Caleb a Christmassy festive shirt, something for the next episode.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm going to come in with lights all over me next time, guys. Lights everywhere. I'm going to be wrapped up, star on my head.
Have the Rudolph nose that Walgreens workers wear. The red nose. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been episode 35. Remember to go check out the links down below. Thank you guys so much. Thank you once again, Ken. Everybody go check out his podcast, his channel, everything Ken Bill, Seasonal Santa, Mr. Bill, El Luchador, and so much more.
And so much more.
And never miss this opportunity. Don't miss
That's
this
right.
opportunity, man. Thank you guys for
Thank
joining
you, fellas.
3 Old Guys.
Appreciate it.
Hey.